you see what I'm seeing right now? It is actually quite thick. Now, the trick here that you want this thicker consistency, the broth, yeah, it is actually to
Cooking Appa.
Hi, this is Cooking Appa. Today I'm making some a combination between pork leg and also pork belly, coming together approximately 1 or 1.1 kg of beef, and I'm going to braise it. Yeah, it's going to. I like braised meat. Who else also like braised meat with like Appa? Now there's so many different kinds of way how you can make a braised meat, and you can make it more herbaceous. You can make it more refreshing. Usually my ways is a little bit more towards refreshing type. Okay, so now let's look at the ingredient. This is 1 kg of pork belly and pork leg combination, and I have already blanched it. Do not never skip never skip a blanching process whenever you're using a pork leg for braised pork, because it contains a lot of the scums. Yeah, you want to remove all the scums, all the gaminess of it. So very neat, very easy. Just put the raw pork leg and also pork belly into cold water, raise up the heat, and of course in the water you can put in some ginger slices and white rice wine. Bring it to a boil for a couple of minutes, then wash away the scums. That's it. That will effectively remove at least 90% of the gaminess of the pork. Then let's look at how we can make the braise. Not difficult at all. I'll be using my Cooking Appa chicken stock powder, 100% natural ingredient. Those who are interested, you can get it from Shopee, Malaysia or Singapore. Then I have some, let me zoom in at the back. Few pieces of old ginger here, onion, shallot, this is shallot, sliced, garlic, and also some fresh coriander roots, and a bit of white portion of the spring onion. Here I have a little bit of herbs, 2 to 3 pieces of star anise, some Sichuan peppercorn, and cinnamon stick, and also 2-3 pieces of bay leaf. And I'll be using the 13 spice powder. If you can find from the net, you can get it from internet, not difficult. It's a good replacement for 5 spice powder. If you don't have 13 spice, use 5 spice. First of all, we are giving it 2 to 3 spoons of vegetable oil. Once the oil is heated up a bit, we can actually put in the raw spices right now. Fresh spices. Now, one thing I always like to use to bring out the flavor of the braise is not so much of the herbs, not the Chinese herbs, but rather shallot and also garlic together with the ginger. Now, especially fried shallot and fried garlic, that itself is going to really give it a natural, enhanced flavor, yeah, to any of your braised meat. So we are going to try to brown the shallot or garlic a little bit before we continue. Alright, this after about 2-3 minutes, you start to see the fresh herbs here started to brown a little bit. Then I'm going to add in the dried herbs, star anise, bay leaf, and also Sichuan peppercorn, and also cinnamon stick. Give it a few stir. Wow, now I can really smell the 5 spice flavor already. 5 spice flavor is actually made out of star anise, cinnamon stick, and also bay leaf. Ooh, this is super fragrant. I wish you can smell this. Really, really nice. Smells really good. Next thing, we are going to add in the blanched pork. Let's give it a few stir. Those who prefer a darker color, you can actually add in some caramelized sugar. Alright, sometimes I will do that, sometimes I don't. It doesn't really matter. Depends on my mood. Next thing, I'm going to add in small bottle of small bowl of Shaoxing wine. And you want to add in some water. Just nice to cover, to let your ingredient to submerge under the broth. Now you don't want too much broth, seriously. Now this is one very important tips when you want to make some very nice, flavorful braised pork, which is just add enough water or liquid to make sure your broth is nicely submerged. Something like this. You don't want too much or too diluted base broth, because once you do that, everything is going to be too diluted and less flavorful. Next thing, important ingredient in any kind of braise, which is light soy sauce. I give about 4 or 5 tablespoons to start with, and few dashes of fish sauce. This will give some umami flavor to it, and cooking apple chicken stock powder, about 1 teaspoon. Remember our 13 spice powder just now, about 1 teaspoon as well. Last but not least, for the sake of darker color, we will be adding some dark soy sauce. Now there are always 2 ways where you can make your meat darker, either through dark soy sauce like what I'm doing right now, or through caramelized sugar. Now some people will use both ways, will add in both methods as well. So it's up to you. There's no rules in Papa Kitchen, remember? Enjoy your home cooking life. That's the whole idea of Cooking Papa's channel. So next thing, we are going to bring this to a boil, after which I will transfer this into a pressure cooker and let pressure cooker help me to finish the job. Oh, even though we don't add in caramelized sugar, you want to add in some white sugar or rock sugar as well, about 1 to 2 tablespoons, yeah? Almost forgot. So what's the difference between caramelized sugar and normal sugar? Caramelized sugar is you actually saute the sugar until it actually melted, become brownish. That is caramelized sugar. When you do that, you want to use the color created by it, not the sweetness. So right now what we are doing is actually adding a little bit of the sweetness here to balance the salty flavor. Now once it is boiling from here, if you want to continue using the same pot, no problem. You can actually tune it down to medium-low and let it simmer for at least 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Right? Appa likes to cut short this process and move it over to a pressure cooker. Alright, I put the inner pot into the pressure cooker. So let's close the pressure cooker. Make sure your pressure valve is at the correct direction. Then I'm going to use about 30 to 35 minutes. I think this one 30 minutes enough. High pressure, and that's it. You will do everything by itself. Alright, the pressure valve has already dropped. Wow, ooh, nice. Can you see what I'm seeing right now? It is actually quite thick. Now, the trick here that you want this thicker consistency, the broth, yeah, it is actually to not to use too much broth from the beginning. Remember what I said earlier? Look at this. Oh, nice, really, really nice. So now what we do here is, of course, just to put it into the serving plate. Alright, so here's Appa, very simple braised pork and some braised pork belly inside. If you like my very simple video today, do share my video on your Facebook to your friends. Come to Cooking Appa Facebook fan page to click like and follow button. Follow Appa on Instagram and subscribe to Cooking Appa YouTube channel. Now the trick here, always remember, don't add too much water. Okay? Just nice for the ingredient to submerge a little bit. That's all. Then you will get a thicker broth. And you really want the thicker broth. It will be a lot more tastier and more aromatic. Alright, thank you very much. Bye bye.